We now return to Let's Play Cleopatra. Alright, so was I don't know if I actually did this. I did. Okay. Right, so back to reconstructing this thing that I destroyed. Okay, if I do architect post here, and we'll just make, say, a dock here. Right? And then we can just make like a road there, and we'll be fine. So I'll go ahead and do a firehouse. Do a firehouse here, because this would be a good spot for storage right away. How about on this side? That'll be good enough. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a storeyard here. And right away we'll be taking straw, we'll be taking brick, we'll be taking pottery, and we'll be taking, we don't necessarily want clay actually. So what are we thinking here? Maybe a fourth, and half of that, and a fourth of that. I mean, maybe we can just take that for now, because I will be using it. I do plan to actually use it, so we'll be setting that up there. And I could do maybe a loop here. I feel like maybe that would be a little bit of a mistake. What's our population at? 29. Okay. We also need to, yeah. Let me scroll back over here and help myself out with this for a minute. We'll need a temple to Osiris. And what are we at? 1, 2, 3. Well, how about I put this here then? So do that one, and then a temple to Bast, which, I mean, could be here. I just have to put the frickin' roadblocks down. Get out of the way. Okay. But you've got road access right here. Get out of here with that. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put the family mansion over here. It's taking up a little bit of space, and I could actually put it here. Nope, because then it's blocking the road that would go there. We'll put it here then. Then we also need you to not be taking so much money out of my treasury, but just enough. And we'll put in some beautification. I feel like I stopped doing this for some reason. Prevented myself from doing that. So we got here 6. I think we'll probably need one closer to that side. Let's put a statue there. Okay. Immediate needs. Well, as soon as these guys get going, so we'll bring that up. I may as well put another dock in, right? Right, we need to make these ones happy. Let's actually, no, we need Osiris to be happy before we need Bast. Now she's just angry, so that's okay. Okay, I think we're fine for now. We will then do, what was I thinking, dock. Let's put a dock right here. Let's put a dock right here. I guess it doesn't really matter. And if I'm going to do that, then I could put my firehouse here. And let's put a shrine to Bast. Put a shrine to Osiris. And we will, of course, put down a secondary shrine to Ra. Where that's going to be good, I'm not really sure. But I should probably have one. Alright, I was thinking of keeping that for other other uses. I mean, I guess I could put it here, but I think it's too far away from the road. I could put one here. There you go. And maybe that'll help with the beautification issue, so we can get a full amount of occupants. Okay, I guess that is crude hut. Sturdy hut must be getting what, water? Okay, it was enough to bump that up, so then that's nice. That's something anyway. Okay, so we do have population over here. We have... Well, they really... That still wasn't enough for them. How about another... How about a more lavish festival for you? Unemployed is going up. We have no outstanding anything. Culture... money is still dwindling rapidly. But that is, of course, to be expected. So let's get up with the... Okay, yeah, it hasn't been connected yet. At this point, I almost kind of want to reconnect like that. Oh, yes. So when this goes all out, I need to get back in here and fix this. Speed up just a little bit. Okay. So we can't have it go here. And I don't think I can actually have it go anywhere looking at it now. I actually don't think I can do that. Because if I want 3, it's going to be here. Now, one thing I did consider was moving this down. So let me fuss with this just a little bit. I think that's being finicky for some reason. Okay. Now pause. So if I... What if I bring it up along the top here instead? And then move all that down. Because there's really no reason for this to be connected. It could be, and maybe should be, but let's actually disconnect that. And then come back in with a farm. Okay, well, I'm going to have to remove that road. This is all... See, this still doesn't solve the problem. What am I looking at here that's gone so wrong? Because I would need that to be over, is what I'm looking at trying to do here. So even if I did it like this, I'm still not helping myself at all. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I mean, you would have to come in this way. There we go. But then that still doesn't get me a run at it because of that junction. So I don't think I can do this in any capacity. It would have to come up and over, and I don't believe there's room for me to do that. Because if I want that connected, 1, 2, 3, so there would have to be a road there, which would leave 1, 2, 3, and I could draw, there you go. There you go. Now, of course, this is only solving it on this side. We need to do like so, and then drag in like that. Okay. Which requires us then to go back to this, get rid of that. I can now go here, here, and here. And then I've got this weird gap now because this doesn't actually do what I wanted it to do. But this is how I maximize this. Should I just go ahead and fill all of it in right now? See, now that there's actually a gap here, I feel like I could have done this because I could have brought it up over that way, brought that little bend in here. I don't know. But largely because of this is the only way I can make this work with all the roads. And I didn't really intend to get all of those irrigation. Well, what the fuck? Boy, I really borked that one. I got myself all kinds of messed up there. Yeah, we'll just put them all in. We'll need it eventually. And I can actually... Ooh, hey. Now that might be alright, because then I can also connect it this way. Which, actually, let's not do that, because then I'm going to have these guys wandering off down this way. So what I really need them to do is come in here, so I can block it off. So if I do docks... Right, I gotta take this back. But then I don't think that's gonna work, because then I'd have to block off... shit. Yeah, because I mean that road is gonna be running right along the top of that either way. Well, they don't really... Well, but they would if they were selling something. I don't know, whatever. So we got some straw going here. How are we doing for people? A lot of people. So let's go ahead and get started with the clay pits. And we're going to need a lot of clay pits, so I'm probably going to extend this and or bring a loop around here so they can at least get a few more. But for now, we need things like potters. And why don't we also put in some brickworks? And now you see I do actually have a road there. I would want that to go a little bit further though, because I need it to get more clay. And we're kind of getting out of the range of our water table here. But we're going to need a lot of clay if I'm going to be doing both. And speaking of, we need to immediately go to Exportable Brick, export everything, and for right now we will also export all pots. And so that should be getting me a little bit of money. Right, so what's I going to do? This should be quite a bit of grain for a while, I would think. Ooh, wait a minute. Let's take those out. Put this down here. I guess that doesn't really, I can't. It will touch it, but that doesn't do me any good, does it? It's just, it's still 83%. It looks pretty dry, but it's actually still 83% fertile, so we got a good inundation, so I think we're fine. We're still waiting on that festival. Let's go ahead and put some beautification in. I think I mixed up my statues again. Whatever. Bring up the speed a little bit. 1% unemployment. And it looks like we are done with that. So, next step will be gaining some people in the bazaar. Should we just go ahead and start building that one, or should we just go ahead and build up this one since it's near my district? Either way doesn't matter, but this one is probably easier right away just because it's, well, I mean it's not. I'm centrally locating pretty much everything here, so it's not necessarily easier one way or the other. So we'll go ahead and just take in a bazaar. This is going to be unusable space because there's nothing that would allow me to drag over here. I guess I can put things like more shrines in there, so that'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and put a bazaar right out here, and we will, of course, turn off that stuff. We definitely don't want luxury goods. Luxury goods are what's going to change things into the 3x3 elite housing. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to need more workers over here. So let's do... I was thinking dock, but frankly, between these two docks, I think we'll handle whatever this is doing, and then if we really need it, then we'll have those two. I don't think we'll need 5 docks. And I mean, we've got dock space all along here. So let's go ahead and actually make this more useful to me and immediately turn it to a work camp. That's a lot of empty space. And I don't think there's another way I can make it more usable. So we'll just do that. And I'll just put in some gardens. Just for the heck of it. Employees needed. Okay. Well, now here's my conundrum. Because I could just put more down here for now. Or get them started here. Actually, this is going to have to be a house, so let's go ahead and do that. How are we doing for approving? Raw is still approving, so we're doing just fine there. We need to focus on turning a profit here before too long. Yeah, we don't need those bricks going too fast just yet because we're out of straw, although this will significantly increase the amount of straw we get. It just looks very awkward. There is water lift. So I could have grabbed from some other way, but yeah, putting it, you don't put it out there. See, but like, what's the point of it here? Because, you know, you wouldn't need it here. You can just draw it straight in. Floodplain will double. Ooh, double the harvest. Okay, well, we know what to do in preparation for that. May we also need more grain, or more straw, rather. You know, I will need to leave space for it, so maybe that would be a good idea to prepare for that. How about we put it here? Yeah, I'll put it here, after all. We will tell it to accept half straw, and we will tell these guys to get straw. That's not what I want. To get a fourth? Yeah, okay. Unemployment. Nada. So we do need these guys grabbing some food. They grabbed the last little bit of food, and immediately it's jumped me up to an enormous amount, which is good and bad. Good just because it will handle quite a bit of things for me. Let's grab small statue here. I don't know, is it too garish to have 2 statues next to each other like that? Actually, let's undo that. We'll move a statue here, and then we can leave a spot for a shrine. I'm just really nervous about the shrines, and I feel like I'm going to have to use them a little bit more than I've in the past used them, just because, you know, maybe. Yeah. If I'm going to do something like that, I think I'll just do a central industry up here for, you know, for my lamps and I mean, mostly lamps, because it would take them forever to get up there. So they may as well have that started here, and then I can have my builders up here. In fact, we can just have that going in this little valley here, because I do want this to be my L shape for my elite housing. And we'll just keep that kind of nice, especially since these probably put off pretty good appeal, where Where do I see that? Desirability. Not as much as one would suspect. That's interesting. And I do love the the juxtaposition of these mud huts right next to all this opulence. Didn't you already do this? Ooh, we do. Oh, okay. So I could reinforce that wall. There is a ton of grain. Okay. Well, aside from... How about... Okay. We'll fill up the other half with grain. Just so we have all of this hanging out. And then we can always change it to empty. These guys need food. We will have plenty of here in a moment. So that's really good. This really became crowded. Far more crowded than I was expecting. So this should jump us up here pretty soon. So I think I should get prepared for doing this. That actually works out pretty well. But this is where it's going to be kind of wonky, because I'm going to want this to go out a little bit. But I can't use clay there. So that is where the water... Yeah, it doesn't like to go there, but it could go here. So we can still utilize this. I mean, honestly, I could... If I do 1, 2, 3... I could get a fourth one in there, but now I'm doing some weird stuff with the road. Because I don't think I'll get that far enough. Because this would hit the corner of it, and then we'd want to do something like this. Which has now got this all weird. So this is what I'm looking at. But I guess it does work. And then everything else out here. I just have to keep an eye on these guys. Just to see, we'll speed this up a little bit. Just to see if they can actually make it all the way around the loop. At some point, they will hit the point of no return. Well, that's good. That's actually exactly what we need. We need everyone to have their foodstuffs. Yeah, they'll make it. They'll totally make it. What I'm worried about, though, right now is these guys all out here looking for work when they're going to all have to walk past there. So at some point, I'm going to need another set of houses out here to kind of balance that. I do like the idea of having the multiple docks here. I guess in past playthroughs, I probably mentioned this before, but in past playthroughs, okay, I mean, this is good, and I like this, but I'd rather have full inundation, because this is not good. What was I saying? In past playthroughs, I've been very minimalist, and so, like, I wouldn't do more than a dock. I wouldn't do more than this stuff. Can you... I mean... We've got a lot of people coming in, and I don't really want to use all that grain right now. Grain. Could we maybe sell it? Exportable. Let's export above... right now we've got 1,600. Right now we've got 1,600? Huh? Oh, because it's talking about in there. Okay, I get you. So, I mean, we need to keep this much, but this doesn't touch my granaries, so anything in excess we'll just go ahead and get rid of, I guess. Like, it wouldn't be selling it unless it's in here, right? So, in fact, I could tell these guys to get. We'll just do that for both. So in theory, they should be topped up at all times, and then whatever remainder is here, we'll just sell. Which, in a famine situation, is probably not ideal. It's probably not great administration to do that, but, you know. We're all about the money. Speaking of, we're now in profitable territory. Let's get Osiris. Maybe if we make Osiris a little bit happier, he'll get on it there. I'm probably going to need... Oh, she's already done me a festival. Fantastic. Probably going to need to move that straw out there. And just do a full straw. I mean, with the amount that we're getting here, in order to keep feeding the brickworks, we're probably going to need to do more. Because, well, I mean, I may as well anyway, because then what we can do is pottery and bricks and a straw and beer. I mean, I guess we'd need a beer and barley. So, I mean, this ratio is not working in my favor. But for pottery, we're not selling a lot of the pottery, is the thing. You know what, let's return to here and just open up all trade routes so I don't have to worry about whether or not I've got somebody or not. Now that I know I'm making money, we've hit it. You guys buy beer. Well, you buy grain. Okay, so I'm selling grain and I'm not even hooked up to anyone who buys grain. Good job. Well, so they buy the beer. They'll sell the chariots should we need them. Samur just buys lamps, which again, if I continue the oil industry, will be import-export and manufacturing. Okay, so we definitely need at least 2 more store yards out here, and if I could just get them in, yeah, you know what, that actually works out just fine. So we'll get there, and that will be nothing. We will take beer and barley, and this will be straw. Just all straw. Because ideally that should be maybe like half that, half of that. Which means that we will not have brick here. And what, just the other half straw? Quarter straw? I don't know what else I would need. We're not going luxury goods. Do I need wood? I may need to import wood at some point. Obviously, I don't want it down here, though. If I'm going to be doing that, it's going to have to be up there. So, we will need henna here, though. But if I'm going to be making the paint, that's going to be, again, up there. I don't know what I need the space for. We'll just leave it, though. Because you'll always need space for something. Are we really... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are. Should I just make houses here? I guess. I mean, that is kind of centrally located. It is also kind of out of where I would like it to be. But whatever. I mean, people will need it. And then what's good about it is we got a corner, so we can always overlap it. Okay. So I could... Oh, right, there's no fields on this side anymore. So if I'm doing barley, it's going to be a production out here, which is going to be difficult to find workers, perhaps. So I could actually put a couple workers' camps out here, because then they'll have to wander to get to that. Whereas it would just be easier to have them start coming over here, and then they could just take it across the dock. I really don't like the idea of using the dock or having to stay with the dock, just because I feel like that's a bottleneck. What's going on here? Is that just blank, or is that part of the dock? I guess that's part of the dock. Is it, though? I guess it is. Sympathetic. We could make Bast a little happier again. So where are we actually at? Lack of housing, high unemployment, assets have actually fallen um, through too much construction. Definitely not importation. We're not importing anything. Okay, so we can sit back for just a minute, because now that this is building up, what are they? Too little entertainment. Ah, well, now I know exactly how to solve that. Juggler. So if I do another one here, we'll be able to have a thing there. This will become a mess, I'm sure. Yeah, this bothers me. Let's 1111. Let's put in some more shrines for everybody. Put in a shrine to Osiris. We'll put in a wait. No. This is a better spot for something else, like a physician. So we can put in a shrine to Osiris here. A shrine to, how about Ra here, and a shrine to Bast here. There you go. So let's also think about doing dentist, physician. Physician here would probably be a good idea. Although I would like to have these buildings somewhere that I could actually put some beautification and offset them. So surrounding this guy is probably not a great idea, but then I could put something here, because I don't know that I plan to have anyone walk that just yet. Let's also do a dentist, and why don't we also do an apothecary? And that should be good. Now I could put a shrine there, but let's see if this guy, it doesn't look like it. It's not wandering off into the fields, so that's good. And we have a ton of people. This is all grain. It's not straw. We may have too many. We may have too many food producers here, but that's okay because we should be selling some of it. So that will work out. I think it's going well. I mean, obviously we've got too much clay here, so now we've got to re-employ people in the arts. I think we'll have plenty of straw. Got pottery that's being sold out. So we have some industry now to ramp up, and I'm now satisfied with my money. I mean, obviously not yet, but now that we've got so many unemployed people, industry can get going. I think we can sustain ourselves for a while. I could still build up a beer production setup. But I think we should get started up here, because this is going to take a while, I have a feeling. And it's always a good place to soak up some workers, too. I can just throw some guilds down. So I think that's what we'll begin doing next time. I will see you then.